Run number 3 with Boss Cell 2. Now, in the past, this has been the point in time that I know people have usually kind of gotten stuck in the game, because it gets much more difficult. Sure, 1 boss cell is a step up, but 2 boss cell is where it feels like you're barely doing any damage to anything ever. So what's going to be the plan here? I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just going to kind of go into it. We did, tactics last time, survival for the first one, so maybe try to go brutality. I do have the Hayabusa gauntlets, which are a pretty decent weapon, but is it going to be enough? Maybe. And then Acrobaticpack. Before I even have the backpack unlocked just yet. I'm going to want to do that eventually, but at least for right now, I suppose it is going to be... It's still a little bit till I get a lot of use out of that particular mutation. I never really use the backpack mutations too much, to be honest. I know Armadillo Pack, the one that allows you to parry while rolling, is pretty good, but... let's get this here, too. Hey. Thanks. I mean, I do need I am doing a brutality run. Could use something here, and honestly, Vorpan's pretty alright. Okay, sure. I mean, it's still not going to be like the best, because I do believe it is. Yeah, it's a Vorpan 1. It has absolutely no affixes on it or anything, but hey, it's a weapon. It scales with the right stats and everything. I don't know. Oh, and of course, since last time, I also have gotten the Peepsi. The Pepsi marshmallow flavored Pepsi. So, who's ready to do a taste test of Peepsi? I actually got 2 bottles of it, so, basically I'm going to be drinking it the entire stream right now. But that's okay, because, 2 boss cell might be difficult, but it really doesn't get difficult until after the first couple areas. First one, still pretty manageable. I don't know. Still so manageable that I have yet to use my secondary weapon. You can already see how much more jam-packed enemies are getting in here. More difficult stuff starting to show up, too. And just overall, I mean, the fact that I'm at half health, that kind of says a lot, right? I'm ready? Oh. Yeah, also, well... Yeah, get to steal her sword and money. All right. I don't... whatever. Look, you do what you can. These are very trying times here on the island, and, grave robbing, I suppose, is not really out of the question now, is it? Anyway. Okay, so aside from that, not really too much of anything opened up now that I got the smiley face. Oh, no, there is. There's this. For some reason, I thought I needed a different rune to actually do this. Well, I don't know if I should necessarily be going in here for... I don't know if I should necessarily be going in here for the inaugural sort of a 2-cell run, but I guess this is what we're doing. There it is. You just use the key immediately. It's pretty great. All right. Well, while we're in between here, let's try the Peepsi. Yeah, it's got some kind of flavor. I'm not quite sure what it is. I mean, it's a marshmallow, evidently, but... How's Peepsi? I'm trying it right now. I mean, it's weird, but it's not that bad, I guess. Is the boss rush lady supposed to be a more beefed up version of the tutorial lady? Yep. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, after she comes back to life due to the wacky sort of shenanigans that happen in Dead Cells Land. Recycling tubes are pretty tempting. I might just want to go get those immediately, but also Health Flask. I probably want Health Flask maybe purely just because I am on 2-cell mode now. it is starting to get to the point where I really do need to think about, you know, survival here rather than just winging it with whatever. So speaking of that, you know, YOLO, considering I have so few mutations unlocked right now, probably going to be good. Also, oh, you can recycle with that for like 3,000 gold, eh? Oh, come on. Hey. No. Yes, no. Not in 2-cell. Look, we're starting out on 2-cell mode. Things like, if I go in there, I'm going to die. I know that. I absolutely 100% know that that's what's going to happen. Bank, doesn't matter. No. No, not yet. Does it taste like Dr. Pepper? No, it has like some sort of extra sweet flavor to it. I don't know. It feels like it's sort of a... Oh my god. Anyway, Arboretum. You got these characters, Yeeters, yeah, which are pretty annoying. Throw the smaller mushrooms around, but then are also, you know, pretty beefy and are able to also just throw regular rocks at you. Not across platforms, but it is able to go across like a pretty good distance. Also gonna just punch you, which is pretty annoying just by itself. Got these mushrooms here, spikers, which are also pretty irritating on their own. I mean, this just all goes to the thing I said last time about, hey, you gotta pretty much have your eyes looking at every single part of the screen in Dead Cells at all points in time, because otherwise you're gonna be hit by some kind of errant projectile. Are they called impalers now? They used to be called spikers. I don't know. Everything changes names all the time around here. God, what the hell is that? Okay. Just real quick, it's like, I got dodging creates cloud. That's why I got that. Oh yeah, I was also thinking I should have, yeah, that's the other thing. What I should have done was, instead of going for the third flask charge, I should have instead gone for probably, I don't know, the Hayabusa gauntlets. Yeah, you know what? I think of the weapons that I have introduced right now, Hayabusa gauntlets are the best. So yeah, it's pretty easy to fulfill the critical condition of this particular weapon. You just hit enemies on the front. It's nice and fast sort of thing. Does decent damage. It's not like the perfect weapon though. Like I said, the fact that it's currently, you know, Vorpan 1, no affixes are kind of the issue that's coming up. Because as you get higher cell difficulty, you do get more powerful weapons. So this is not really the best beginning sort of thing. If I can find anything else that would be ideal here. Well, just have 10 eyes, forehead. Cover that forehead and eyes, forehead. You seem to know the eaters. Yeah, I mean, I remember because like that was, well, I remember that was like one of the first things when I initially started playing the DLC. Just the fact that they're called Yeeters just gave me pause alone. Spikers is a better name. I mean, they do create spikes. In my defense, they create spikes. Okay, well, whatever. Even if those guys are protected, they still are hit by the... It doesn't matter. Along with whips, other thing that goes through shields is the homunculus rune. So that's pretty good. That's also pretty good for the Thornies, who are not too difficult to deal with, but if you hit them in their back, it deals a lot of retaliatory damage to you, and I mean a lot. Like a pretty unconscionable amount. And the problem is that when they turn around, they don't have like any long frames of animation. They just kind of instantly flip 180 degrees, and that's how you get hit by them. It's pretty annoying. Hey, Velocity Twitch, welcome to well, Dead Cells for beginners, I guess. As I have started a new series on Dead Cells purely for the sake of, I don't know, trying to... Because I got the new DLC coming out, pretty much. I don't know. It's not a particularly good guide, I'm going to be honest. 2-cell door. First time I get one of these. Not that it makes too much of a difference. There are only a few doors that are particularly unique in how they're done. Most of them are just like little extra area type of things to go into. Which is useful, but also does carry its own dangers, you know, having a bunch of enemies in them and everything. Know how that is? All that farming again. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, we are going to have an episode where I just do a whole lot of farming. And I'm hoping, wow, 5 or 6, I guess. How worthwhile. But Yeah, we are going to have an episode, and that's when I'm going to talk about, like, you know, farming strats and everything. And maybe it'll be the most boring content that I've ever done. Even more than all the other very boring games that I have played on the channel. Which is a lot of them. Sir. What's your least favorite, most boring game I've played on the channel, everybody? Yeah. Still not parrying enough. I gotta get used to just doing that all the time forever if I possibly can. I just don't for some reason. Like, I know what the timing is and everything. I just don't. P5 easy. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. 13. Oh, there we go. Mushroom Boy. Yeah, one of my favorite items. This guy's great. Does survival scale and does good damage. A lot of different stuff. Not one I'm going to be able to use in this run, but one that should be a great get later. Oh, there's the... Yeah, there it is. I knew I was going to have to use that eventually. Oh, because I'm just like, there was the one-hit protection, there was the death. And it does freeze enemies and everything, which is nice, but like, ugh. You know, this is actually the point in time where, honestly, I just feel like I want to go restart this run. Which, at, you know, 2-cell mode is going to start being more and more of a thing. I do know it's not quite as bad as it's been in the past. You know, I just need something a little bit more powerful, right? Yeah. It's not quite as bad as it's been in the past, 2-cell mode. Like, there are other walls you're going to be running up against, but it's still pretty bad. Still pretty rough in every single way. Every JRPG, yeah. So I weren't a fan of the 4 Final Fantasy games. Not even like Final Fantasy 6. I knew it. I knew it. I knew as soon as it's just like, yeah, did the parry, turned around. Well, first death, everybody. We're not doing Iron Man mode, 0 to 5 boss cells here. How's the Peepsi? It's got this very like sugary flavor to it. It sort of tastes like caramel or something. I don't even know how you describe it. All right, well, I still want to go with a brutality run, and I will, and I'm doing it. So yeah, the motion twin weapon, the twin daggers. Third hit is a combo. It's a nice fast weapon. Or third hit is a critical. Nice fast weapon. That's about it. All right, but yeah, it's a pretty standard sort of weapon. Might end up changing it out, and I probably will for the Hayabusa gauntlets. The only problem with that run is that I did lose Mushroom Boy there. It's not a rare blueprint, so Mushroom Boy will probably come up sooner than later, but, you know. It is what it is. And there we are. Make Dead Cells Iron Man 0 to 5 your Twitch brand. I mean, do I need to have a new brand? Is my brand running out? Do I need a new brand, chat? You can tell me. I'll only ban you for a little bit. All right. You know, JRPGs, so many of them. You're telling me that you weren't a really huge fan of Octopath Traveler? I actually really liked Octopath Traveler. That game was fun. I did play through pretty much every one of the storylines off screen then too. Didn't do the super boss, but I did pretty much everything else. It's the sort of thing where it's just like occasionally, you know, there's plenty of games that I like that everybody else doesn't. Just how that is. Yeah. Look, you can't please everybody. And often you can't please anybody, except for yourself. So, you know, what are you gonna do? I see. And that is the crossover with Knights? Mystic Knights? I don't remember. I cannot remember. Anything else? Oh, well. Oh, well. Magic Bow and new outfit. Magic Bow, I know the legendary version of that is very good. Soul Knight, thank you. Magic Mo. Oh, okay, I see. I'm sorry, I said Magic Bow, didn't I? But anyway, yeah, not my favorite weapon, but I do hear that the legendary version is quite good. So there is that. So I guess run number 4 is when they start to throw in some of the half alive. Come on, you're not even trying here. And there's that and that. HEV outfit. Oh, that's a good one. Tragic Show. Okay, I see. So it's the Bajic Mo from Tragic Show. Thank you. All right, so I guess run 4 is when they start to introduce some of the crossover stuff. Or I guess I'm gonna get like 12 of those in the first area at this rate, in every single one of these future runs. Something like that, it seems. Ah, well, should be good because some of those items are very good, as I'm sure everybody's looking for more bird-based weaponry, right? Everybody's looking forward to that, right? Y'all want to see every single run become bird-based weaponry? Because I'll do it. I can make that happen. Come on, just say the word. I swear, it's just like, I really thought that Octopath Traveler 2 already... Oh, yeah. In fact, here we go. Nope. I remember that being a lot more, oh, there's another outfit too. I remember this entire sequence being a lot more simple. They have really improved it quite a bit. So, I guess I'll take the Panchaku. Probably a better weapon even than the Vorpan, which I just got in the last run. Kind of funny to think. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're starting... Yeah, it's like I do like how many events I'm getting right now. There's so many in the game. They really expect you to be... I like that a lot of the development seems to be that they were expecting you to have been playing for years at this point in time. Because if you're starting up a new save file, there's so many things that happen instantaneously. Forgot how many goofy weapons I just unlocked exploring the prison. Yeah, I mean every one of the crossover items. But then there's also, you know, a few different just random event ones like that show up. Kind of ridiculous. Ah. But I mean, hey, this is for people that might be starting to play this for the first time, after all. It's important to show, you know? Nothing and nothing. Video getting the key in the 5 boss cell area when you get there? Oh, of course. I'm going to be trying to do everything that I can right now. Well, sure. It only costs 1 cell, I suppose. Because the thing I want to get, of course. You know, yeah, but this is going to be a more powerful version is the problem. I know Vorpan, or the Panchaku specifically, but this is Hayabusa Gauntlets 3. And it's a nice, fast weapon and has a very easy to fulfill critical condition. My little stick arms are doing great. Alright, I mean, I can even more than that upgrade it one more time. Get something else of interest? Burning might not be too bad. Can probably make that work. All right. Then in the meantime, let's go with combo for the first thing here because, like I was saying, everything just takes a lot more damage. So being able to kill things faster is gonna be good. Just pretty important. Octopath was literally the reason I bought the Switch in the first place. I played that on Steam. Did that come out that much later? Huh. Well, anyway, great game though. I love the like boost system. Boost system is cool. Boost system was an interesting take on the usual turn-based sort of RPGing, which I appreciated. Get even more. I mean, that is Hayabusa Gauntlets 4, but 3 plus. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it with the idea that I'm going to upgrade it again and hopefully get something a little bit more powerful. We'll see. New save to 5 boss cell? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, this is not a stream to that, but no, this is going to be a series to doing that. We're not doing it all in one day. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I did, like, yeah, the 5 boss cell Iron Man, we could probably make that into single stream. Especially if I stop, you know, faffing about, not really trying to explore every single one of the new areas and everything, but this is supposed to be a complete run. 5 boss cell to, you know, yeah. New game to 5 boss cell, everything unlocked, everything whatever. You know what I'm talking about here. And that's what I want to do. Because here it's just like, the idea is supposed to be that these runs are for like, hey, if you're coming into the game for the first time, yeah, with the new DLC that's coming out on the 6th. So I feel like I want to do a little bit more tutorializing and everything in addition to the usual sort of just actually playing the game. Besides, I like starting up a new save file because it gives you like big goals to accomplish. It's not just, we're going to do a casual run, try to win the game. It's like, no. There's a plan here. I got to unlock items. I got to get the boss cells. Everything like that. Literally me with 3 hours played. Hey, great. I mean, of course, we are a couple runs in now, so the basics I've kind of covered, but hopefully like more strategies and specific builds I can kind of start to chat about a little bit more as they come up. Right now, the big plan is that, hey, I got Hayabusa gauntlets, and that's a good weapon. It's not a particularly complicated sort of build that I'm working with here. It has a lot of good synergies or something with it. No, Hayabusa gauntlets is a fast weapon and you get good criticals with it. That entire thing. All right, what else are we looking at? I mean, hey, anything that scales with brutality. That's kind of more or less the goal right now. And I don't really like the infantry grenade. Kind of weak, not super amazing, but hey, it's going to do a little bit of extra damage, and like low health enemies, flying ones, generally are pretty well countered by those, which is the sort of thing that I'm looking at. Of course, regular enemies, not as much. There we are. Hey, Cavalry Hound, welcome to the jam. This is the third run. Well, I guess it's the third video. It's not the third run anymore of a new save file. 2 boss cell mode, barely anything unlocked. It's going to be a fun time. I still think I can do it. Now, going off that first run, it might not seem like it, but I think that I know this game well enough at this point in time to be able to at least make it work. Man, come on already. Oh, even the shop has enemies in the Arboretum. I mean, the Arboretum, this is 2 boss cell mode though too, because it's like, well, obviously, because you can tell how just the enemies go from reasonable to, yeah, sardine packed and mega cheese. There we go. Got it second time. It's not an uncommon sort of blueprint. Good. Sardine packed and mega cheese, to borrow the phrasing from Death Road to Canada again. I always like that phrasing. Now, of course, that's not the most that you get in Death Road to Canada. The most you get is still, oh, there we go. The most you get, of course, is Death Swarm, but Sardine Packed is better. Sardine Packed is a better phrase. Not the most appetizing phrase. Whatever. I like that game. I like Death Road to Canada. It's good. Anything else? Anything else before I'm starting to run a little bit farther in here? Kind of want to make sure that I can book it on out when the time comes. All right, but yeah, hey, if this is easy enough, I'll take the 5 extra cells. Yeah, 7 this time. Wow, moving up in the world. Hit the Imp Shrine. I do not have the items to do the Imp Shrine though. It is really, you really do need to have something that can kill enemies extremely quick. I mean, I'll try it, I suppose. There. And they're gone. And they are already gone, and I am not doing it. And well, I got that one, but no, not fast enough. No, it didn't work. And once again, it does not. You really do need to have a good build for that sort of thing. Something that can kill things very, very fast. And this is not that. All right, what else am I looking at? There's the Morass, which, well, this is 2 boss cell mode. I don't know if it's a good idea to go to the Morass. That is DLC area. That is tough DLC area. Ooh. Oh. Can I kill these things fast enough so that I don't die? I enjoy that. Yeah, oh, man. Giant's Whistle is probably the best bet. Nah, we haven't even like gotten close to that level yet. We got quite a while till we start to see that item. Well, maybe not quite a while, but at least a couple more runs. It's not going to happen in this particular run. I'll say that right now. Or this particular episode, really. I'm going to have to go do that when I'm like 4 or 5 cells sort of thing. Well, at the very least 4 cell. Kind of an important part of that in one of the fun parts of the game that they really do not tell you about. So sort of frustrating. All right, well, I guess nothing much else of interest around here. Go get the Naruto run snowman going over here so that I can continue to hit everything with my very powerful snowman fists. What a silly costume. All right. Well, it's too bad that it's like I'm not really going to... I don't really want to prioritize getting costumes for a little bit, but I do want to get a little bit more of a variety eventually. I'm also rocking the snowman. It is a good outfit. It's so silly, though. I got it on randomized, so every single area it's gonna be something new, or at least it should be. It just happens to continue to be a lot of the snowman over and over here. All right, got that. Obviously not gonna be able to get the health flask 4 for a little bit, but I mean, really, restock would be really good. But I think the recycling tubes are just, you get to start out with skills then, and that can make a big difference. Skills and, you know, have a specific build right off the bat. It's very good. So I think it's probably worth trying to go for that. Now, in the morass, though, here's where things get a little bit frustrating. Oh, boy. Well, we'll see. Are we still doing still got the snowman? Yeah, it's... Okay, I swear... Wait, did I hit, like, normal run or something? Mini-boss. Every single time you go into this area, you're gonna be fighting a mini-boss. And it's not the easiest sort of mini-boss either. And also does quite a bit of damage to you, too. Ah! Okay, well, I might just end this one here. Oh, yeah, no, that one did not work out well at all. Jeez. All right. Well, maybe save that one for when I have a little bit better build going on. Jeez. Roll away. You're stuck in that area. How do you keep hitting the caps lock key like that? I don't understand. All right. All right. Well, we're all having a lot of fun here, but that entire thing that I was talking about at the start about like, hey, this is when the game starts to pick up. Yeah. You know what? Let's go like a little bit more fire-based this time. You mean like this? Yes, like that. In that exact fashion. Yeah, but how do you, like, accidentally hit the caps multiple times is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I keep forgetting. I'm trying to talk in Discord. Loudly, apparently. Okay. Damage over time. You know what? Maybe this is the point in time to actually take damage over time out. I've been talking it up. I want to go with like a Hayabusa Gauntlets because it's a decent weapon, but you do need to actually have like a run to, you know, like one singular decent weapon is not going to take you through dead cells. No, you do have to have an entire build, and especially as you start to get into the higher cell difficulty, that becomes more and more important. However, I was talking about, hey, brutality, damage over time is kind of the thing with that you see more often in this build more than anything else. And it's effective. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own and all that. And whatever. It's me, the ancestor from the Darkest Dungeon, here to tell you about how great weapons that cut on their own are. They're great. I love them. You should use them too. Anyway. Watch his streams before. You're clearly a boss of the game. Why would you start over with a fresh file as someone with 5 boss cell? I don't see why that would be fun. Are you being paid to do it? No judgment, just curious. Oh, I mean, since we got like a new, well, first off, I do like just being able to, you know, actually like make some progress in the game, not just have it be like a regular casual mode run, but be able to, you know, unlock stuff, like beat bosses and everything like that. It's fun to actually make, you know, like have a, well, an axe not my favorite weapon, but we'll see. But it's fun to be able to just, like, you know, actually do that sort of thing. The other thing, though, is that we got, like, a new DLC coming out, so... yes, of course. So I was thinking that maybe I could do sort of a little bit of a guide for people that might be coming into the game for the first time. Did I actually get healed there? I think so. Not quite sure. And as much as I would like to take the Pure Nail, I know that it is... Well, I'll take it for right now. But I do also probably want to end up going with a little bit more of a... what am I thinking of here? Damage over time based run. Yes. That's more the idea, because it's like, man, it is a good weapon. It also has the ability to walk around while swinging it, which is, you know, just something I remember that maybe more than anything else, and I really liked Rogue Legacy 2. Rogue Legacy 2 taught me that the ability to move around while using a weapon is just great. It's great. every game should have it. Cool, thanks. I mean, I hope that people enjoy it. Kind of doing, we'll see once I start to get into the grind how it goes, but you know, it is definitely a different experience being able to, yeah, having so much less stuff unlocked too and everything. Does make it a lot different when it comes to trying to give advice and everything, when you don't have the full build that you would normally be working with. Certainly not like all the potion charges and everything too. Well, dare I take this one again? I mean, it is just Firebrand's 1. Maybe I'll look for that a little bit later. But I do think that is what I am. That healing is new. I never got there without being at full health. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's like, it's a one-time event for the Hallowed Night. So I couldn't really tell you if that is something that shows up an awful lot. Yeah, because you have to make actual progress. It's like there's something to be said about just like, yeah, you know, doing a run versus like actually being able to unlock stuff and everything like that. I do like having that in a game. I mean, I remember talking about that a lot when I was playing like The Witness, where it's like The Witness is supposed to be this sort of free-form game where your only sort of ability to progress is based on your own knowledge, but that still works as like power-ups and everything in its own way. And that is a satisfying, fun part of video games that I think everybody... Well, actually, let's not go to the Dilapidated Arboretum, because there is one thing... Because over in the Promenade, there's something a little bit more important I want to do. Oh. What is this now, too? This is something different. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. What is this? Oh, that's the training room. Okay. Yeah, I started at a point in time when it was just automatically unlocked. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I did not know that required a thing now. Yeah, Vorpan versus crit while facing is stupid OP. I mean, it's good, but it's not like the base damage is like super wacky amazing, which is why... Like, Pure Nail, I like being able to walk around with and everything. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating to try and hit enemies, you know, bounce on top of enemies, but hitting enemies upwards, even though it's a slightly slower sort of hit, it also does, you know, it's able to... Actually, just sell this one. I'll take the 3,000. It's able to still deal consistent critical damage like that. Yeah, the uppercut is good. It's good. It's a fast weapon. It doesn't do as much damage as I want it to most of the time, which is why I don't end up taking it like every single time. But it is good enough for, you know, for like a brutality weapon, just being a nice, fast brutality weapon, it's good. But yeah, it's like when an enemy doesn't really move around a whole lot, just do it like that, get the critical very consistently. And liposuction. Fun stuff. I feel like I've seen liposuction a lot more because I hardly ever saw that previously, I swear. So yeah, now I get trackers in this area and everything. It's not just, you know, increased stats, the different enemy mix-ups. And I mean, overall in Dead Cells, different enemy mix-ups are just, that's the thing that provides the most difficulty in the game more than anything else, of course. Whew. It is something. Oh yeah, the baseball bat. We'll get the baseball bat eventually. I'll just go do an entire... I mean, of course, I'm probably going to end up doing the entire run with that, given how powerful it is right now. That's probably the point in time where I'm going to have a caveat saying, hey... Ooh, legendary item. Hey, things can change very quickly in this game, and probably will in this case. Builds that sometimes work don't always work. So what is that? Oh, Spike Shield. Don't even have that one unlocked. But yeah, I was saying, yeah. Witness, it's just like, video game progression is fun, even when you're trying to create some sort of novel way of of making a game like they were doing in The Witness, you still end up doing some of the basic stuff because that works that well. And I mean, that's the whole thing. It's just like when you play the game for a really long time like this, that, you know, sometimes just being able to re-experience it in the regular way rather than, you know, with all of your super powerful super objects is still fun. It's a fun time. But of course, considering how huge the grind is in this game, I can understand never wanting to start a new save file too, you know? It's, oh boy, the Forge grind, the Legendary Forge can be that of Legend. I mean, it says it right there, right? Not really a ton of you know, I'm noticing right now, not as much extra stats and whatnot that I was hoping for. It'll still probably be like the Hokuto's. The crit option is just too OP. I mean, it's the fact that it's like, the baseball bat as it exists. Great weapon, very overpowered, very in vogue right now. It's hot. Everybody loves it. However, it's like, yeah, I think that if there's one thing they're probably going to change, is it being survival scaling, because it's far too fast of a weapon for being something survival scaling. And if it's no longer survival scaling, it loses a lot of the sort of stun and root type of stuff that that it would otherwise have. Yeah, we'll see, though. Look, we're going to get it here eventually, and we'll be able to see the sort of stuff it can do. Or you can just go watch my video that I did on the baseball bat previously. Delete the VOD, don't give them ideas. No, never! The people need to know. It's like, what can I say? And on 2-boss cell mode, you get the 2-boss cell door opened. Yes, I know, we're all very shocked at this sort of revelation. However, this is, they're going to come in a lot later for big farming. Because, yeah, ooh, that was close. That's going to come in a lot later for big farm, because this is where you get the cells. Although 5 ain't too much for right now. On higher cell difficulty, that becomes a lot more. They probably already have that planned. Yeah, there's no way this is the first time they would have considered that sort of thing. In my defense. Like, come on. Look, I say every single time. It's like, yes, of course. Look, I've seen a lot of very overpowered builds in this game, let me tell you. The original Electric Whip was also still very overpowered, especially when you're using that with the Corrupted Power item. The dual throwing boomerangs, dual throwing boomerangs, dual throwing ice shards. God, what else? There's pyrotechnics being some of the most overpowered stuff. Back at the point in time where Death Orb was able to give you rally and could keep you pretty much immortal the entire time. It's like, there's so many different things. And I say every single time, Temporal Distortion, the item that no longer exists in the game because it was that overpowered. It's like, I say every single time, it's just like, look, Motion Twin, please. Oh boy. Motion Twin, please. The game is hard enough. Just give us something that's a little bit overpowered. Just let us have this. And they say no, and they get rid of it. And that's just how it is. And if you're gonna play Dead Cells, you're gonna have to get used to that. Enjoy the baseball bat. They will wrench it out of your hands and toss it into the fire. And say, you did this. We made a good weapon, but you used it wrong. I really like I think the Electric Whip is still great. I mean, yeah, is it like quite the powerhouse? No, not really, but it's still quite good. So yeah, they're gonna take your baseball bat, they're gonna break it over their leg like some sort of strongman competition. You ever seen those strongman competitions where people break baseball bats over their legs? It's pretty cool. Then they're gonna toss it in the fire and yell at you. Yell at you for being so foolish to think they'd keep that in the game. Maybe with 5 to 7 scrolls, it's good. I mean, yeah, I guess it's... I still think even at the beginning of the game, it's quite... I don't know. I like it. I just think it's neat. Well, to be fair, that weapon in particular is one that you have to beat the game to actually get, more or less. And by beat the game, I mean fully complete the game, not just, like, beat the hand of the king once. No, you're going to have to go a little bit farther than that. But we're not going to be seeing that one for some time. And since this is sort of a beginner stream, I won't say what it is. Anyway. Right. And, you know, this is about the point in time that I should probably switch this out for something else. Though, the spiked shield, it's like with the criticals plus 50% damage and that already doing good, this already being the attacking shield, it might be able to just take me through this run by itself. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, but why would you want that on that deck instead of having, like, a Foresight? Or, you know, like so many things. There's so many things the deck does that's so good. But again, we'll get that soon enough. Oh. Still trying to make this one at least a little bit for people beginning this. Oh, don't worry. There's many items to talk about. Of which, I mean, you know, I have done, like, entire single weapon runs. Well, not single weapon. Showcase runs based around them already. Everything except for, what is it, Taunt and Sigils? Peril Sigils? Which for some reason I keep putting off continuously. You know what I'm talking about here. Come on. There we are. Let's make this harder game. Yeah, and me, a casual playing Dead Cells. Oh man, I can beat this game legit with my 4 skills and hits combo things. Blinks and Motion Twin is like, let's make this game harder and change everything. It's an arms race to try and constantly be making this game harder. It's true. It's ridiculous. Every single time, I'm just like, just let us have the overpowered thing. Like, no. Now all enemies teleport on top of you and kill you instantly. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. We love it. Anyway, with the happy face teleporter, we're going over here. Oh. Electric Whip synergizes well with a bunch of different things. It's just it's range, it's got the AoE, it's got a lot of different stuff. It's good. It's a good weapon. I like it. Okay, should be able to have this unlocked, and then that is full type of builds right off the bat. Should have maybe taken YOLO again. Just thinking about that right now. I'll take Vengeance. As always, usually a pretty good take. And actually, selling these potion charges, giving me a good amount of money, which I'll take. Should be a channel points reward to make me watch Family Guy. I watched Family Guy a lot back in the day. Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is, I guess, the new Bobby outfit. Yeah, it looks a lot more like the actual thing. No, like the animation thing. So there's multiple of these outfits. Weird. All right. Oh, an endless mode, though. Yeah, that is true, where it's just like certain mechanics can make it an endless mode, which in some ways can be kind of useful. There's that lifesteal affix that I was talking about in the last episode. Which one's that? I actually just got it in. This is the like alternate Bobby outfit. I just got it in the first area of this run. Kind of had it auto unlocked. It's weird seeing Dead Cells guy with an eyeball, though I will say. It's like, I know, yes, he is in the trailers, but it's just like you shouldn't have eyeballs. Bobby 2, Electric, etc. These guys. I was wondering when they was going to start to show up. Jetpack dudes. Not as bad as your general jetpack dudes in say, a Noita, but still very annoying to try and deal with. They try and dive bomb onto you, and that can deal a lot of damage very quickly. It's good stuff. They also throw bombs at you, and will try and hit you with their sword. Not as threatening. All right, what do we got? Give me something good. You know, well, I was talking about it. I was already talking about it. I was already saying, hey, damage over time. I want to do damage over time, and it's just like, well, here you go. I mean, you know, you also get like the more powerful version out of this too. Don't get killed. You also get like a more powerful version out of this too, the plus. So there's some good stuff here. I'm already liking this sort of beginning. Now we'll see if I say I die due to, oh, I don't know, curse. But at least I like this at the beginning. By the way, those things, the big zappy boys up there, they are made of stone and hence are immune to both poison. Are they immune to fire? They might not be immune to fire, but they're immune to poison and bleeding, I think. There's a couple in it. Not a ton of enemies like that in the game, but there's a couple. They're annoying. All right. Oh, we live in a world now where old guys can complain about video games being harder back in the day, except they were easier. Man, it's like there is video games and difficulty are an entire thing to talk about. I've definitely done a big old discussion on like streams here before about how like there are games like Mega Man 2 or like Mario 2 that were, oh boy, you gonna come down here and attack me? No, didn't see me. Oh, Mega Man 2 and like yeah, like that, and it's like those games significantly harder compared to like their original incarnations, but then there's also games like Adventures of Bayou Billy or like Ninja Gaiden, which were just Ninja Gaiden 3 specifically, which were just made significantly harder than what they were back in their original incarnation, and it's all just like a bunch of nonsense where nobody seems to understand how to do difficulty, and I hate it. Poggers. Good throw. Good lob right there. Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out how to do this without having to die. Which, maybe what I'll do is I will go back down here or something. Look, I've lived through all kinds of video game difficulties. You kids don't even understand. You're sitting here with your idle games or whatever. Games about idols and your games that are not actually played. They just kind of happen. And your gotcha pawns and whatnot. Well, let me tell you. And then you also have your ultra hard dead cells, and I don't know what's happening anymore, and it's weird and stupid. And as long as I don't get Jetpack Man after me, that's kind of the one I'm mostly worried about. Here comes Jetpack Man. Okay, that works. Atari? Yeah, I mean, I played. I actually didn't really play too much Atari games. That's a bit too old. Gotta go at least slightly newer than that. I have played some Atari games, but it's not like I ever owned an Atari, nor did I know anybody that owned an Atari. That sort of thing. Yep. And yes, we can all complain about the N64 controller. See, I used to be a PC gamer back in the day. That's why it's like all you kids with your Zeldas and whatever. When are we just gonna go bring back Lemmings? That's what I'm saying. When are we gonna have the big Lemmings revival? Yeah. But anyway, I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was, and now what I'm with isn't anymore. It'll happen to you! It never happened to me. I've never been somebody of the time. Of the time? Yeah, sure. Okay, anyway. Yeah. There we go. Done. I probably referenced more things that actual baby boomers would know than things that, you know, people my age would know. Okay, there we are. Who wants to reference Talking Heads again, for example? Steely Dan, or Steely Dan, yeah, that's a good one too. That's the one because it's just like, yeah, for a little while there, it was like I was super listening to the Pretzel Logic pretty much on repeat, and it was a lot of fun. It's a great album. It's a great album that I enjoy, along with most of the rest of Steely Dan's oeuvre. No, you don't. I saw you trying to do your stupid your stupid like slide thing. That's not actually a teleport, you know. It just sort of looks like it. Anyway, I'm 18 years old and I ask myself, what the hell is up with TikTok? And I love TikTok. I was just referencing a TikTok earlier. So what does that say about me and you? Think about it. Okay. Anything else? It says you're unholy. It says TikTok is cool and that's the future, baby. And you kids are stuck in the past. Whereas we oldsters are only about the oldest new technology that becomes old and new simultaneously. I don't really want to spend money on that, even though I have plenty of it. And I can really do that easily. Let's be real here. We are not the same. Look deep into the mirror. Who do you see? Da-da. Oh, not again. I mean, I want the stats. Once again, I'm very Jeff Buckley happy sad. Well, we're doing it. And I mean, I guess I'm just going to keep this again. Is this your villain speech? I do villain speeches pretty much like once every other week. I feel like this is kind of like the warm-up villain speech, if anything. All right. Not technically Steely Dan. Steely Dan has had so many members over the years that it's just like, I don't know if there's any like singular. I mean, yes, there is singular identities that you can identify, but still. Jeff Buckley, Gen X. I mean, you know, oh boy. Well, I don't want to do that right now. I know what this is, given that there's a big steel door right before a Steely Dan door. But we'll do that one later. That is kind of the, if you were a comic book villain, I'd be probably like one of the lame ones. Like, oh, jeez. I'd be like one of the lame ones. Like, I'm the mastermind. I trapped you all in my arcade of horrors. You got to beat my top score in Donkey Kong to get out alive. That's who I would be. It's like Donkey Kong. Like, yeah, Donkey. You have to beat my top score in Donkey Kong 3 because nobody remembers about Stanley. He's an important part of the Mario lore. He'd be the Tingle Wizard. Oh no, dude, I can't believe we're bringing that back again. Truly, the most terrifying thing that I've done on stream. ASMR roleplay. We never actually, you know, I never actually did the proper stupid Dungeons and Dragons ASMR roleplay thing. I was totally gonna do it if people were gonna ask me about it, but nobody ever did. Donkey Kong Country. I'm not talking about Donkey Kong Country. I'm talking about Donkey Kong. Anyway, let's get down there. Oh yeah, you'd like Donkey Kong Country. Oh no. No. I was actually seriously thinking about playing Donkey Kong Country, like 1 or 2 on stream or something at some point in time. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Finally back performing for you. First member of the DK crew. So it's just another elite slasher, but it's like this elite slasher you can't even get up against the wall too much. Not that really makes too much of a difference. Because hey, I know how to deal with the shields alone are good, and that's how you get through those runes. Good stuff. Man, you like Donkey Kong Country, don't you, Snake? Yeah, right. I mean, of course, Konami would ever even acknowledge the existence of that. Oh, that looks super weird on the map. Okay, anyway. Oh, one more rune down. And I think, what, one more to go? I don't even think there's more than that. I think I just got like one more rune. And maybe I'll go and get that in this very run. But then that'll be the complete setup of all the skills you get in the game. If I'm going to play Donkey Kong Country, it would probably be Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, of course. Oh, because that one is such a, it's like, let's be real, you know, yeah, we all like Donkey Kong Country. It's a great game. Donkey Kong Country 2 really stepped it up in, like, the best way. Bro, and bro again. Well, at least I got a little bit of rally there. Diddy's Conquest, yes. That's what it's called. Then, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie's Double Trouble. Well, do you not know all the Donkey Kong Country names? Really? No. It's a pun. It's his quest to find Donkey Kong, but it's also a conquest of Crocodile Isle, where King Cruel lives. So you know, it's actually very intelligent. Now let me explain to you about Sneed's Seed and Feed. I like mine better. No, you're stupid. These streams are devolving so quickly. I'm glad nobody's going to watch past the first one. And here we watch a man just, like, slowly lose all of his brain cells. As per usual. This is a normal lifestyle of a streamer. Yeah, that's right. You can't argue. You are stupid. Maybe you should be smarter, dummy. You wouldn't run into this sort of predicament. Wait. Again? Okay, those can start on fire. Okay, I guess it's just bleed and poison that they don't react to. Stone can still be forged in flame. At least until Motion Twin changes it. Okay, well, we got some time before that happens, right? But it will happen. You can't stop it. Nobody can stop you now. Okay, okay. Oh, you do get quite a few stats in this area. Used to be that, like, stats weren't really evenly distributed between everything. Oh, there's also this area tier, too. Good old secret areas. And this is also prime place to go and use the homunculus rune. If you can't really see below you, it's like that saves you a lot of extra damage being taken. Extended healing, don't really end up using that too often, but it is pretty good. Want to make the most out of a potion charge. It does extra healing over time. Also scales with survival because it gives you an extra damage boost while doing that. So, you know, one of the many good items that you want to go grab here. Just tell us how long you've been playing Dead Cells for. No one will call you an old man. Why would that change anything? Really now? Okay. Hey, that's enough to get the tubes. Giving him tubes. Then, do I have anything else I really want to get right now? I mean, there's plenty of... You know, Torch is actually quite good. Torch is a nice, fast, two-hit combo. You can throw a lot of... And I mean a lot of fire stacks on things, so... I'm gonna grab that one. Then as for everything else, I don't know. I mean, there's so few mutations right now that I really need to go get something else. Maybe Blind Faith. I am still working with a shield, and that can be just useful on its own. We'll see. Let's just see how this one goes. Oh, come on. Try and get a perfect fight here. Give me a good legendary item that can be such a huge boon, especially if it's like the double crossbow matic. I don't have a ton of items unlocked right now. I mean, I could have even less if I just, you know, use custom mode. But not yet. Fortunately, I wasn't able to get the... no, no legendary item for me this time. Just trying to go for the parry, because look at how much that parry does, of course. With the extra 50% critical damage on top of just the way it has good damage just to begin with. It's a combination for great stuff. Okay. Now I just need to continue to try and make this work. There. No. No. All right, come on. Well, you know, you can get pretty easy parries when it jumps at you, I suppose. That's a spice of meatball. That's right. It truly is the spiciest of meatballs. Yeah, I'm going to get out of this having taken 1 point of damage just from the shield alone. Haven't even screwed up any one of the parries or anything just yet. Nope, it's actually all been working out pretty well. How frustrating. Still good, though. At least good enough for right now. Hey, and there's Heavy Crossbow. Now, that is a pretty good item. I don't quite like that one. But, I mean, we'll see how long it ends up taking me to unlock it. Because, as always, it's one of those ones that is a little bit... Oh, it's situational. Sure, it might be survival, but you can't really use a shield with it, which is sort of makes a big difference. Also, hey, I can get this S quality. Yeah, do that. Neato. And then, as for everything else, I don't really know if there's much of anything I really want to change. Okay. I kind of want to get the backpack. I mean, there's so many things that I want to get right now. Was there anything else for this? Just taking. Oh yeah, the torch. Don't forget about that. I have an actual idea for. Oh, okay. Now here's where things get a little bit tricky. A little bit real tricky. I'm gonna take it though. 2 times damage, but you do get. Oh, and it. Okay. I'm noticing right now, it used to, when you upgraded stuff, give you a different set of things. But, well, just sell it. What to do? I'm just trying to even think right now. Because, I mean, yeah, I think, Oh, well, all right. You know what? Whatever. Let's just do it. Gah, I think this is going to be the first set of unsuccessful runs here, right? At least at this rate. Oh, what are you going to do about that, though? Sometimes you just don't get a bunch of successful runs, right? All right. Well, the torch is still good. Still a lot of good stuff that I can get here. It's just, oh man. All right. Cool stuff. Let's take a look now. I mean, I do have a lot of ways to heal. Okay. So first off, I do have a lot of ways to heal even aside from the actual, lifesteal just by itself. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. However, like, I think I might try and pick up a different item, at least just for the time being, if nothing else. This is bad choices. It's just, this is a good weapon. Oh, yeah. These items you haven't even seen just yet. Glitching out here. Or enemies. You're only using 1 secondary weapon. I haven't found anything else that's any good. I mean, that's the problem, where it's just like the only thing that I have right now to work with in terms of... Here's also a good strategy here, too. Throw down that on a... Throw down that on and hang on to a chain. But, like, yeah, I think, like, the only other thing that I have unlocked right now that's scaling with Brutality is, like, the, what is it called? I'm trying to remember the name. Infantry grenade. One of the grenades. So, it's kind of why that's the only other thing I'm using. Maybe I should just pick up something for the sake of having something in that slot. But, I don't know. Sort of worried, right? I mean, it's just like, I guess I've been focusing a little bit too much on just getting as much money as possible. Should be doing something else. Well, there's I was wondering where the curse chest is. This has been an hour long of just abject failures. Let's at least go see if I can get the curse chest, and if I can't, then I'm just gonna call it here. Hey, look, there's a. Oh no, never mind. Thought I saw challenge rift, which would have been pretty cool, but nope. Because, I need other ways to take a lot of damage right now. It's been incredibly important. All right. Now, I could try and grab the... Yeah. Now, I could try and grab the chest with the idea that I will be able to take out a few of these enemies, and I'm doing that right now, and this is a bad idea. Okay. Come on. Oh, somehow I didn't get... Well, didn't get both of them. Just got one of them. All right. Well, what to do? Panchaku's good. It's a good weapon. Does good damage, of course. But, of course, okay, let's just take them instead of the torch right now. It's just like, torch... I'm already going to be killed in one hit anyway. I don't know. Oh, this is going to be rough. I'm going to try my best, though. Try not to die embarrassingly. And if I don't, I have a good weapon for me. And if I do, then the run's over. And whatever. This is not a very good alternative now, is it? Ah, whatever, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, just gotta hit enemies in the face. Okay. This might actually work. At least for now. Unless... Okay, now we got this going on here. Hey, okay. Yeah? There we go. Hey, I did it, everybody. I didn't die badly. I'm honestly kind of shocked. Usually that's what happens. Especially on like 2-cell where you don't really have a whole ton of upgrades or anything right now. Whatever. I guess I'm not really going to ask any questions. How very poggers. Truly, truly we live in the most poggers of times. Got that. Good parry. Okay. We got anything else of interest around here? Tux Cloud with each hit is no bad. I think Panchaku, one more upgrade would probably be a little bit better. Okay, I love that weapons animation. It's a good weapon. I mean, it is, of course, based on one of the trailer animations, so no surprise they probably... Yeah! I wanted to make that one pretty stylish, given that they made it pretty stylish in the actual animation. I don't know, I never watched. I don't watch trailers. I'm not one of those trailer watches. What does that mean? Well, here's the point in time where I start to take a lot of damage. Good stuff. Trying my best here, but this is a hard video game. We are all very shocked at this revelation once again. Okay. Oh, smooth, deft motion. Leading directly into me having to fight one of these guys. Perfect. Once again, very poggers. Very extremely super poggers. I'm pogging out of my gourd here. Okay. Okay. There we go. Good kick there, too, on top of everything. I just don't really like when weapons have, like, big kicks. I feel like it kind of gets in the way of stuff, but that actually worked out for me well there. Whatever I can do here, you know? Okay. I'm just going to go down. Let's clear out the bottom area, because that's where you actually get the proper food shop anyway. And this is going to be the point in time that I end up using it. Awesome. Poggers. Real poggers yet again. Oh, just like get all of them right in there, eh? Well, we're doing this now. And of course, this guy teleports to you on top of everything else. It wasn't enough for everything else that it can do to you. Okay. I'm still, like, actually not doing as... No, we're doing progressively worse over time. Yeah, I didn't really want to kill all of those to get the maximum money, but why? I already have so much money. Well, because I didn't think of it too much myself. Bro. Come on. Make this a little bit easy on me here. And of course, you know, I'm betting that this is probably going to be the point in time that I find the Mimic. So look forward to me dying super hard when I'm like, I got to the shop. Surely I'm safe now. Maybe I can parry it. That might work. Anything? I mean, it's something. At least for right now, as I continue to mash uproariously on this button here to try and survive. Oh, great. Poggers. Once again, I am pogging out of my gourd. I've done it again. Gourd pogging has been assessed and found not to be wanting, but to be exactly what I needed. Kill this thing right now. Die, die, die. Ow! Ooh! There we go. Well, I'm not dead. I am pleased to inform everybody that I have not died. Yet. Oh, there's no torch. I don't know, I already got the torch. Great, I went the entire wrong direction, go actually get into the food shop. And of course, the food shop is going to kill me, as we all know. I'm just going to use the potion. I don't want to, but I'm going to. You do what you need to. Hey. Where is the exit to this stupid area? No healing like a true 5 boss cell. Well, I mean, I have the money. It costs 20,000. Oh, here it is. It costs 20,000 for... And I'm dead. Okay, let's go already, everybody. Yeah. Poggers. All right, then. That actually worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. Yay! I'm the best at the video game. If I screwed up any one of those, I would have died. Strategy. I don't know. I don't know if that was a consistent thing or if I just happened to have it in a very specific AI loop there. Honestly, I'm not going to question it. Besides, there's a lot of risk-reward. Where's the blue door? It was down. Okay. Besides, there's a lot of risk-reward involved in any sort of parrying, and that is not good. What weapon is that? It is, that is a legendary spiked shield. I don't even have the spiked shield unlocked. It just happened that, but legendary do not follow normal unlocking rules. Oh, what weapon is, this is Panchaku you talking about? It is the pan, but two of them tied together. For good measure. The nunchuck-looking pans. Yes, it is the Panchaku. Okay, just give me something. I mean, I'll just take something at this rate. There's not really too much of anything else I'm going to be getting at this point in time. They were introduced a few updates ago. By fan demand. There we go. Yeah, there's a hope was that I might be able to get like a colorless version of the double crossbow-matic type of thing, but that did not happen. Yeah, Ram Rune does improve your dive attack quite a bit. However, it also, you know, having a bunch of stones fall on top of enemies' heads is kind of the main way that I end up attacking with that more often than not. Okay, just pay the toll to get in here, and it's too late. And it was way too late. It's too late, baby, now. It's too late. I really had to give it a try. There we go. Perfect. Missed that one being added. I haven't played in a while. Yeah, it was a while back, but based off of one of the trailers. But I don't watch trailers, so I didn't see it. God, man, I'm gonna have to deal with another one of the gold gorges. Parfait, I say. Or maybe not. Didn't actually transform. This one did though, because it hates me. I want to transform to the third form too, just to be extra annoying. Thankfully, it's like I'm doing enough damage to actually stun these characters before they can attack too much. So I guess I'm happy about that. They are getting just that little bit extra hit stun there, right? Okay. Now, I did get the gentleman outfit already, so I'm probably not going to be gunning for that sort of thing. We'll just kind of like leave mate. No, yeah, mate. Okay, well, obviously, one, go back and get the other potion charge. I do still have that over here, and I am still at a difficulty where I can, you know, end up probably using the extra potion charge at the end of this, but I'll see if I don't take too much damage going up to the last floor, give it a search around, and then leave. Definitely. Feels like the best choice overall here. Now, I don't really know if there's too much else for like other options to go into right now. Good miss on everything there, by the way. I don't know if I have I only have one more rune, but that rune opens up a lot of different areas eventually, which is why I'm thinking that I might end up going into just like another one of the areas that I've been in before. We'll see. Okay. Just keep going, I guess. Make sure that gold gorger becomes entirely engorged with gold, and I guess die at this rate. Okay, hit stun has been pretty good. Hey, Midas blood. I like that one. That's a good damage into money. 3 gold for every HP you lose. That can pay for a lot of different things. Okay, good. This is what I wanted. Maybe I can go for a parry, or maybe I'll just die. One of the two will happen, certainly. Okay, that works. Well, we'll see if I survive at this rate. No, you can get another colorless item and money and everything. I think I just want to leave. Lest I die stupidly one more time. There we are. Get me out of here before things go worse. It's already going questionably as it is. Let me just go take another drag on my Peepsi. It's not bad. I mean, it's just like extra sugary sort of Pepsi, which is already a pretty sugary soda, but still. I mean, maybe I'll just take Midas Blood. No, I should probably go and get, like, some of the other basic upgrades here first. Yeah, like, backpack's gonna be useful, and everything else. Before I start thinking, like, remember Midas Blood? Midas Blood's good. You know, yeah, just do it. I don't know if it's that important for right now. I only have the Undying Shores or the Clock Tower here. I don't know. Is there any area that I would really want to go to, like one over the other? I know I can go and do the clock puzzle, but we've already been going for pretty long right now. Let's go Undying Shores. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, it's the Apostates. I think that's what the guys that I was calling necromancers earlier were called. I need to see if they even sell that anywhere near me. I don't know. Feels like one of those American things. You know, here in America, we have, like, ridiculous, just ludicrous sorts of... No, I already saw this one. It's like we got, like, ridiculous, ludicrous sorts of flavors of everything. Have you seen, like, the Oreos we got around here? Have you seen, like, the Pop-Tarts? It's ridiculous. Chip flavors? Sodas, of course, are just one part of that. It's like the idea that just like, marshmallow flavored cola, why not? Just feels like, yeah, sure. Get me out of here. A matter of course. Oreo flavors, they're really, really, really excessive. I don't know why. Only America, but like they're just ridiculous. And yeah, you can go over to like the cookie aisle of a grocery store and just see the sheer amount of, the sheer mass that they have that exists purely for different flavors of Oreos. Get out of here. And I've been told that's really like just America. Only America. Nobody else got that. No, it's only America. Oh, great. Take out this guy immediately. He's already dealing to... Hey, lightning rods. I like that weapon. Okay. Okay. Can you get a legendary rusty sword with the wish mutation? Well, I mean, you need to be able to get the wish mutation, and the rusty sword doesn't appear past the first area, so I don't think that's possible. I think? Yeah, I don't think there's a way you could do that. Could you, like, bring it into the boss rush, set it on the ground? I mean, is it the first time that... Doesn't it have to be, like, the first time you pick it up or something? This is something I never really considered before, to be honest. I don't know what a legendary cursed sword... Or, not cursed... I don't know what a legendary one of those would look like. Yeah, I know Japan has, like, the Kit Kat flavors. I don't know if they have quite, like, the same sort of Pop-Tarts or whatever that we got here. They're just like, here's bacon and eggs Pop-Tarts. And I'm like, no, I don't want this. But it's like, but don't you? And I'm like, yeah, I do. You don't get a legendary to vend the backpack. Okay, so it has to be picked up the first time sort of thing. That's what I thought, but I couldn't really remember. Okay. As long as I don't use more than one potion charge, I should be okay. That's how it works. I thought it was something like that. But there's only one rusty sword you can get in the game, which I'll have to go show that off at some point in time, I suppose. I haven't actually done that just yet in this in the new save file here. Bro. All right. Now then. Anything else? Feels good to actually catch a stream for once. Yeah, we're doing a new save file here. Been kind of probably winding down for today, though. Getting a marshmallow flavored Pepsi and talking about Donkey Kong Country for the most part. All that sort of thing. And then probably going to end this run by the next boss at this rate. Because this has been starting out to boss cell, starting to get a little bit rougher. To what should be no surprise, I suppose. That's just kind of... It's like this is the point where it starts to get really rough. And I mean... Without too many upgrades, especially like Legendary Forge-wise and everything, it's just going to become more frustrating in that way. Like the latter, I don't know about Marshmallow Pepsi. Donkey Kong Country is a great game. I mean, it's like, I played, like, of course, all the Donkey Kong Countries back in the day. I got the expansion pack with Donkey Kong 64 and everything. Was I the true gamer that went for the 100%? Oh, you know it. Man, getting good at OG Donkey Kong did take some time, though. I remember that probably being the most frustrating of that entire playthrough. Good times, though. Good times. And yet, at the same time, I'm also... Ah! Almost got me. And yet, at the same time, I'm also like, you know, not the best of the Donkey Kongs. It's still super gimmicky, and I mean, nobody really likes the way that you got to go through every and any area 5 different times with each one of the characters, and that's provided you can find everything in the first place. You know. What's the overall consensus? Ah, it's all right. This is what I'm gonna do. What's called a gamer move and do something stupid. If I can do... Look, here's the thing. If I do this right, everybody will be dancing. And also, I won't die. I'll actually come out of this with more health. And that's what's going to happen. And definitely not the part where I die a lot. Come on. Yep. Pro gamer move. Enemies don't teleport. Not yet. I will soon. That is true. It's like I can just kind of walk past. I keep forgetting this. Just like, yeah, I can just kind of walk past a lot of enemies. You don't really need to fight everything. Whee! Wait. Rev up the Bugatti. Pro gamer voice crack. Always. I'm going through pro gamer puberty. I mean, you know how that is. Well, it's a decent... I actually did get a decent amount of extra health doing that. So, it's like it's a risky move to actually try and use the lifesteal pretty often. You can throw it in the backpack when you're not trying to use it, but still, even then, you are going to have to actually have it in your hands to get use out of it. So, you kind of got to be cautious about that. Still, though, if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, then you're already dead. Minus 25% damage when you're near it. You know what? I'll take that just based on the fact that this is going to be a defensive turret. Sure. It's probably more useful than the infantry grenade, which really doesn't do a lot of damage. So, you know. It does work with Porcapack. Oh, it does it. So one of the backpack mutations that has you firing out the weapon. That's something. Of course, it's so infrequent that you don't really... Oh yeah, what was I saying? Like Marshmallow Pepsi? Oh, it's okay. Marshmallow Pepsi is alright. It's fine. It's not as offensive as I thought it was going to be. It's sort of like a caramel Pepsi. It's got like this extra, like sort of like a like candy flavor type of thing to it. I don't even know how you'd describe it really. Well, what do we got here? What am I grabbing? You know, maybe I should just get the fire grenade at this point in time. Do I have anything that does burning? I mean, yes, but not what I really want. Whatever. Just give me, like, a backpack or something. Then I'll go for... I don't know. Restock. Restock is very useful. Very, very helpful in... getting whatever sort of... you know what? Let's go full health here just to be sure. I tried the Pepsi draft and it felt like drinking flat Pepsi. You know, I never tried that. I just got like the silly flavor. you know, the goofy clown flavor. Because, of course, it's just like, I don't want to drink a Pepsi. I want to drink something nonsensical. And so I did. All right. No. I'm just going to start hitting these. You can hit these things to activate them, and it's a good strategy. Turrets, of course, end up... All right. Turrets, of course, end up taking out the... Turrets, of course, end up taking out the small ads here, which is good, because that's what I want them to do. Go for third one, fourth one, fifth one. It does good damage with the extra damage that I got here. Okay, do that. Try and get rid of the exploding mushrooms, because they deal a lot of damage. Nope, didn't go for a third one. Oh, yeah, there's this deck. I hate this one. Watch out, he's got his own slam attack. Okay, pretty great. Yeah? Oh, I wanted it to go for like one more. That would have been enough to do it, too. Man, this is one of those bosses. Just like low health, super high attack. Thankfully, it's just like, at this point, it's still not too much that it's unmanageable. Still, though, what a difficult enemy. It's a roughin'. It's a roughin', and I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. All right, classic Scarecrow. Well, when you need to be a classic Scarecrow. Not one of those spooky modern Scarecrows. Can you believe people find those things scary? All right. Well, no perfect fight, but at least I didn't lose a potion charge. I'm just gonna say that's a success just by itself. In the meantime, no restock. It's gonna have to be restock. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't really like, you know, I was talking about how I want to try and do specific runs, but this is not really turning out to be a particular... Oh boy, the distillery's open. Well, we're doing it. Doing it. I don't know why I'm doing all the most risky stuff. It's just I feel like this run has been going well enough despite the fact that I don't really have the ideal sort of... Okay, well... Hit barrels into walls. You can also use the homunculus rune to kind of like carry them around. Which is sort of fun. But, you know, not super useful most of the time. Okay, alright. This is some of the most obnoxious enemies and some of the most obnoxious area layouts of all. Good music, though. What? GG, good run. Yeah, well. Let's go. You'll get some good unlocks here. Let's be honest. Some fun stuff. Some of my favorite types of items. Well, you know, this is actually... Oh, well. So, exploding barrels. They explode and deal a lot of damage. They can also shoot out needles, which deal a lot of damage. They deal a lot of damage. What else do I need to say? You know, I shouldn't forget that one of the other things that I am working with right now is the damage reduction turret. I think that is kind of helping me out on top of everything else, too. 25%. It's like... With the amount that I'm getting hit right now, it's probably better than you'd think. And then there's this hallway where there's just a bunch of these guys, which is a lot of fun. The explosions will kill you. Good luck. Okay. Just go. I'm gonna go run forward until I win the video game. Yeah, just keep exploding over there. Have fun. Hey, and there we go. This is the sort of good item that I'm talking about. Tesla Coil. One of the best turrets in the entire game. And I managed to grab it right now. Bah. That's fine, though. And then, yes, here's what I'm talking about with the... Oh, kind of frustrating enemies. Although the turrets are actually doing pretty good at hitting the barrels into the enemies, which I guess I'm not going to argue with right now. Whatever works, really. Also, the pans have this fun thing where they can project... where they can deal with some bombs. Some bombs, not all bombs. The big, like, bomb-looking ones. Not the big bomb-looking projectiles, not the ones that are, like, you know, little bolts. I'm gonna just try and use, like, the turret a little bit more here. Or, not turret, shield. Boy, my words are not just not happening right now. Yeah, and this is the sort of thing where, like, the room setups are very unfriendly to you. Not only are the enemies, they're very unfriendly, but so are... yeah, the room layouts. Hello, it is me. This legendary shield is quite good. Good job falling directly in there, idiot. Anyway. Just gonna keep going and hope that I don't get killed stupidly. The Dead Cells experience. Hey! There we go. Get one potion charge by the end of this. Ooh, good. Getting lucky here. Okay, and there's where the Panchaku really came in handy. Though I still did take some damage regardless. All right, what are we looking at? Oh. Did I actually parry the explosion? You can do that. I think I did. Neato. Because I didn't take any damage there, did I? I don't think so. Oh, whatever. Okay, Hayabusa Gauntlet's still good, but I feel like the Panchaku are actually quite working out quite well right now. I'm pretty impressed with the sort of use I've gotten out of them here. Unfortunately, this did not lead to the area that I was hoping that it was going to. So, back to the beginning. Sick parry, bro. I know. I know. I only do the sickest of parries. Okay. Distillery is one of those areas that you don't really want to hang around in too long. Because, like, yeah, trying to deal with, yes, this sort of thing that literally just happened to me is frustrating, as well as, you know, trying to do any sort of exploration more than you actually need to results in you getting a lot of damage dealt to you. And the barrels. The living barrels are living barrels. What more do you want me to say here? Okay. Good. And right into the parry. But hey, I mean, you can do that thing like I was talking about, using the homunculus rune on that. It's a fun combo. It's a fun combo. It's not the easiest one to pull off, though. I feel like there's a little bit more risk than you'd actually want to... Bro. I feel like there's a little bit more risk than you'd actually want to have trying to make that work. Jesus. Speaking of Donkey Kong, by the way. Here we are. Yes, you. Okay, so. Okay. We got the barrel launcher. This is what I want. A barrel launcher, one of my favorite weapons. Now, Panchaku has obviously been great, but like, oh man, his coconut gun, it fires in spurts and whatever. Now, of course, enemies can hit this and they will become hostile to you instead, but also at the same time, come on, it does great damage and it's cool. It's a barrel launcher. I love it. Unlock that thing in here. And I just did right now. It is also hard counter to the Hand of the King, which is why I kind of want it more than anything else. Because its gimmick of getting criticals when it hits walls is actually really easy to accomplish in that fight, and it does great damage when you do that. It's also a nice ranged weapon that works with, you know, survival or any sort of build like that pretty trivially. So it's good just in that way too. It's a good weapon. It's a good weapon. Not the easiest sort of thing to use though, because like I said, the enemies can hit it back at you if they are particularly, like, you know, aggressive. Oh, if they are like particularly aggressive type of dudes. Now, I still think it's worth using. It's just like, yeah, like it's bad against, say, the concierge who has that whole like damage field, because that will just constantly be reflecting barrels back at you. But good at something like the Hand of the King, which, like I said, you know, you get this at a point in time where it's a fairly high level piece of equipment. It is a fairly high level piece of equipment, and it also is colorless and does good damage in a very easy to fulfill critical condition for most yuck. For most things, but not everything. Okay, okay. Still, though, getting used to having to hit walls and everything is not really the easiest thing. I just like this weapon. I want to talk about this weapon because I like it. Hi, it's me. I'm back. Performing for you. Me, the first member of the DK crew. Okay, where's the key so I can get out of here? I don't really want to stick around in the distillery for much longer. This is kind of the, aside from that first run where I died, it's like this has been sort of the part where I'm taking the most damage. Even against some fairly difficult bosses, all things considered. Yeah, regular hits without the critical don't do that good. And that was the reflected hit, which was bad. Hey, you're supposed to hit the thing. Yeah. Well, there it is again. Will you just, like, go down already? There, that should do it. Okay. And of course, it's like right into the exploding barrels here too, as well. Okay, what are we looking at here? Right, it's got to get near a wall right now. And now I got to get near another wall that's not surrounded by enemies. Please. Just keep doing this until I win. The screaming biter glitch? I don't know. It's still in there, though. Hey! Alright! Alright! I'm going to use just all of my potion charges here at this rate, apparently. Okay. Yeesh. Well, that's all of my potion charges. Whatever. It's fine. I'll survive. Maybe. It's kind of hard to say. Usually, it doesn't really matter. Don't you love going to the distillery and losing 3 full HP with a health? Yes. I do. I love it. It's my favorite part about going to the distillery. That part where I get to go to the distillery and I end the run. And the run finishes. Oh my god, just run! Ah! Rev up the Bugatti way! Anyway. Now then. Just keep saying that over and over until it loses all meaning. As if it ever had meaning. Okay, please. Video games. You gotta help me out here. The way you've been doing this is frankly disrespectful. Okay, close the doors, close the doors. Get on the floor, walk the dinosaur, etc. Get me out. Okay, well, I guess I can't really do too much here. Oh, that's how. Okay, so closing the door just makes him bounce back. Doesn't really matter. I already had the barrel, the free barrel they give you as a gift for visiting the factory. Oh my god, incredible superstar. But that's okay. Don't forget to rev up that Bugatti. Stupid. See, this is the sort of thing I was talking about, where it's just like, well, you kids don't like stupid TikToks? How can you live without stupid memes? Okay, well, I survived. Almost, maybe. I mean, actually, there's another thing to go fight. So I lied. I didn't actually survive. I actually died. I'm dead right now. We did it, Reddit. We died. Y'all very proud of me. Oh, not in the middle of the thing. But, yes, in the middle of the thing. That's right. It happened. Okay. Please. Let me just beat the video game. I'm already at the end. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep, like, just hit him into oblivion, I guess. Get me into the throne room and let's finish up this farce of a run. Bro became Donkey Kong mid-sentence. Yeah, that's Donkey Kong. That's what barrel launcher does to you. It's me, the first member of the DK crew. Where is the Tesla coil? I'll take it. Because it does give me a, you know, a colorless version of the Tesla coil to mess around with, which, you know. I mean, I'm doing it. Alright? Upgrade that to plus quality. Give me plus 15% damage. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's your brain on the coconut gun. Okay, well. No potion charges, but, like, let's be honest here. When did I ever need a potion charge in this video game? Ever. For any reason. And then we get this outfit, too. Good stuff. It's me. I'm bringing in progressively stupider builds to fight you. Hey. Okay. See, I told you, it's a hard counter to the Hand of the King. Hard counter. All right. Okay. There we go. See? See? You all doubted me. But this is why you gotta trust me on this sort of stuff. I know. Poggers. Stem cell 3, baby! Ah, man, I would be so close to actually doing a proper, like, Iron Man run if I, if I just didn't die that one time stupidly at the beginning. Ah! It's so close! Only 2 more boss cells, really. Ah, well. Well, so, thus far, I want to say, been pretty successful as far as runs go. I'm fairly satisfied with this new save file here. Now, we haven't gotten into the big grind yet, but this is roughly about the point in time where getting into the big grind might start being a thing. And after all, it's just like, man, oh man, it's getting there. Scroll fragments getting introduced, but removes all health fountains, leaving only a few single health flask recharges. And I think that's after bosses, so have fun with that. Oh, all right, next time we're getting into Boss Cell 3, where it's just like, if you like Boss Cell 2, well, this is also bad.